Have you ever noticed how a woman can recall exactly? You wore a blue shirt that day, and you said this to me while the man can't even remember what day it was. Have you ever wondered why women's emotional memories feel so sharp and unforgettable? While both men and women create memories, research shows that women tend to have much better emotional memories than men. But why? Is it all in our heads? Keep watching to discover the fascinating insights from neuroscience and psychology that reveal the secrets behind women's emotional memories. Imagine two people attending the same party. The man walks away thinking, it was crowded, and the music was loud. The woman remembers, the girl in the red dress cried when she got the news. The whole room went silent, and someone reached out to hold her hand. The same moment, two very different memories. In this light, have you ever wondered why women lock onto emotional details so vividly? To understand the reasons behind this phenomenon, we must dive into the intricate workings of the brain and explore the biological factors that influence our memory. So, let's start the journey of discovering the science behind women's emotional memories. Why do women remember everything? According to research, there are three main reasons why women tend to remember more emotional details. First, the structure of the brain plays a significant role in shaping our memories. Second, hormones influence how our brains process and store emotional information. Third, the way we perceive and process emotions shapes our memory recall. The first reason, the structure of the brain. Have you ever heard of the hippocampus? Well, this seahorse-shaped region in the brain is like a filing cabinet responsible for storing and retrieving our memories. Research shows that the hippocampus tends to be more active in women than in men when processing emotional experiences. This means that women's brains may be more inclined to pay attention to and encode emotional details during everyday life. But that's not all. The amygdala, which is like a brain detective responsible for sniffing out emotions, has stronger connections to the hippocampus and other brain regions involved in memory and language. In women, these connections help women better process and remember emotional information. So the physical makeup of women's brains might give them an edge when it comes to emotional memories. Now let's talk about the second reason. Hormones. Hormones are like chemical messengers that travel through our bodies, delivering important information to cells and organs. They can also influence how our brains process and store memories. One key hormone in this process is estrogen, which is typically found in higher levels in women than in men. Research suggests that estrogen strengthens the ability to retain emotional details, so women's brains might be wired to remember more about how something made them feel, what was said, and even the tone of voice used. This is because estrogen enhances the activity in the hippocampus and other brain areas involved in processing emotions and forming memories. Finally, let's discuss the third reason, the way we process emotions. How we perceive and process our emotions can also influence our memory recall. Women tend to have a more fine-tuned emotional intelligence, meaning they're better at picking up on subtle emotional cues and understanding their own feelings. This heightened emotional awareness might contribute to the formation of richer, more detailed memories. Women may naturally pay more attention to emotional details in their environment, which leads to more comprehensive and nuanced memories. Now that we know the reasons, let's take a closer look at how women's emotional memories differ from men's. You see, memory is like a camera capturing moments in time. For men, the camera often takes a wide shot, broad, general, the overall scene. For women, the camera zooms in, capturing faces, voices, emotions in high resolution. Imagine a first date at a cozy restaurant. The man may remember the general atmosphere, the food, and the conversation's gist. The woman may remember the exact words he used when complimenting her, the touch of his hand, the glint in his eye when he laughed. She might even recall the scent of his cologne and the taste of his smile. Both have great memories, but their focuses differ. Men capture the setting and big picture, while women zoom in on emotional details. Here's another example. At a child's birthday party, the man may remember the games, the cake, and the presents. The woman may remember the joy on her child's face, the laughter of the other kids, and each guest's unique interaction with her child. Both have fond memories, but the woman's are laced with deeper emotional threads. Why do men forget emotional details? Now that we've explored how women's brains are wired to remember more emotional details, let's shift our focus to understand why men's memories of emotions might differ. Men's brains have similar structures to women's brains, but they tend to prioritize spatial awareness and problem solving. The parts of the brain associated with these functions are more developed in men, which could lead to a greater focus on the bigger picture rather than emotional nuances. Additionally, societal norms and gender roles often encourage men to be less emotional, which might result in a decreased attention to emotional details. For instance, a man might be more likely to remember the strategic moves in a game than the emotions of the players, or he might recall the technical aspects of a project rather than the team's morale. These differences in memory are not due to a lack of emotional capacity, but rather reflect a brain that prioritizes different functions. It's not that men can't remember emotions, but rather that their brains are wired to focus on other aspects of experiences. This brings us to an interesting question. Should women use their emotional memory advantage? The answer is not a simple yes or no. It's a nuanced discussion that touches upon societal expectations, communication styles, and personal growth. Using this advantage well means leveraging their ability to connect emotionally to build strong relationships, excel in empathetic roles, and foster deeper personal connections. However, it also presents challenges. Women may face higher expectations to be nurturing and emotionally available, which can lead to burnout. Moreover, in male-dominated fields, their emotional intelligence might be seen as a weakness rather than a strength. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance. Encouraging open communication, challenging gender stereotypes, and promoting self-awareness can help women navigate this complex landscape. By understanding their emotional memory advantage, women can harness its power to enrich their lives and advocate for their needs in a world that often values different traits. Now that you've learned about the emotional memory advantage, here are 5 things you can do to make the most of it. 1. Practice active listening. Pay full attention to what others are saying. Observe their emotions and respond thoughtfully. This will help you build stronger connections and create lasting memories. 2. Cultivate self-awareness. Take the time to understand your emotions and how they influence your thoughts and actions. This will help you process your experiences more fully, leading to richer memories. 3. Engage in mindfulness. Be present in the moment and savor your experiences. Mindfulness practices like meditation can enhance your ability to pay attention to emotional details. 4. Share your memories. Sharing your emotional memories with others can strengthen bonds and create shared experiences. It can also help preserve these memories for the future. 5. Challenge stereotypes. Don't let gender stereotypes limit your potential. Embrace your emotional memory advantage and use it to your benefit in all aspects of your life. In conclusion, the emotional memory advantage highlights the incredible complexity and diversity of the human brain. It's not about one gender being better than the other, but about recognizing and appreciating the unique strengths that each brings to the table. Understanding these differences can help break down stereotypes, foster empathy, and create a more inclusive world. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with others who might find value in it. Your support means a lot and helps spread awareness about these important topics. Also, if you want to learn more about women's psychology, check out our other videos. We've got plenty of insightful content that will keep you engaged and informed. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.